long time ago, there was a wedding in a village, and it was a beautiful wedding. The bride looked so beautiful, and she was the center of attention, and she wore her beautiful wedding gown. Then it was the time she had a second gown that she wanted to wear to change as a reception. In the olden days, especially during our mother's time and all that, there was two session in a wedding. There would be a white wedding part to the church and everything. Then there would be a reception where people will be dancing and everything. While they were busy processing for her to change and everything, there was this old woman who had a mental issue in the village, who was just walking around, and she entered that home where there was a wedding, and she was wearing this dress which was so dirty. This old woman, she was smelling dirty in all things you can think of somebody who hasn't bathed for whatever time. And then somebody realized that the dress that she's wearing is the same dress that it looks the same like the dress that the bride is gonna wear for a reception. They had to convince that crazy woman, let me not call it crazy, the woman who had a mental issue, they had to convince her to take off that dirty dress, give her, wash her, bribe her in a way, and give her clean clothes for her to wear, so that they wanted her to be part of the wedding. But the main purpose is that somebody realized that the dress that she's wearing, it's the same dress as the one that is gonna be worn by the new bride. And this new bride, her dress, she got it somewhere. It was not at vendor. It was, this is the story that my mother told us when we were young, and it's just starting to make sense when I'm older. This dress was not bought locally. It was bought far away. I can't remember if she said it was Gauteng then or whatever. Why am I telling you this story? Why am I narrating this story? The value of something, it is known by the person who knows who has put a value to it, and has put value to the quality, and has put value to the price. Don't expect someone to know the value of something that you have. Don't expect someone to know how much you treasure something until you show how much you treasure it. You will hear us saying, I know my worth. I know my value. And we want people to buy in to understand our value. And we get offended when they don't understand what is this value that you are talking about. What is this worth you are singing about? It has become a sing along song, because they don't understand that value, and you cannot make them to understand it if they don't have the same mind and the same vision that you have. And if there is no emotional attachment to that thing, if they don't understand the process, if they don't understand that it was a special day for that bride, she had to be the center of attraction, she had to be the most beautiful woman on a wedding day. That dress had a value to her, but it didn't have a value to someone who was dirty. Maybe she had soiled herself wearing it, who have not bathed and what she did while she was wearing that dress. We need to associate ourselves with people. We don't have to convince them to see our value. We don't have to do slogans and motivational speaking for them to see our value. This can be in friendships, This can be in relationships. This can be in a workplace. This can be in anywhere. People decide where they're gonna put the value. And value is not necessarily valued higher because of the price. It doesn't mean if you are not Miss World, your value is not higher. It doesn't mean if you don't come from certain kind of family with a certain high class or whatever, you don't have value or your value is lesser. It doesn't mean if you have not been exposed to certain lifestyle, your value is lesser. It doesn't mean if you don't have certain qualification, your value is lesser. It doesn't mean if you don't stay in a certain area, certain suburb. It doesn't mean if you don't drive a certain car or you don't have a car, you don't have value. It doesn't mean if you don't shop at certain shops, you don't have value. But it's you who has to put the value on yourself. It's you who has to recognize the value. And your value is seen by the decision that you take. Your value, it is seen by the path that you take. Your value, it is seen by the people you associate with. In the Bible, on Matthew, it talks about the swine. The swine is a flock of pigs. Pigs can walk all over the pearls. You can throw pearls on the pigs and the pigs won't even pause to look at this valuable stone because to them it's nothing. To them it's dead. To them it's just one of the stones. To them they can even swallow it. To them they want to crack it and break those pearls. It's nothing to them. It's something that they can, one of the things that they can swallow and then they take it out by going to the loo. Your value. You are the one who need to know your value. And you are the one who needs to radiate your value. You are the one who have to work to show that you know your value. You are the one, the words that comes out of your mouth shows you know your value. You are the one that condition, you are thinking and your mindset will show where your value is. You are the one, how you carry yourself and treat others will show how you value yourself. How you value yourself will determine how you love the next person. How you value yourself will determine how you see a person. Looking down on people, disrespecting people, or trying to play big, it doesn't necessarily mean you are available. Having more money in the bank, it doesn't necessarily mean you are available. So the decision that you take every day, the places that you go, the people that you associate with, the way you carry yourself, your thoughts and everything, I want you to remember today, they represent the value that you have on yourself. And they represent the value, the brand that you are. You are a brand. You have to decide how you position your brand. A brand needs to be positioned. You need to decide how you're going to position your brand. You are a brand. And what is it that you're going to do to protect your brand? What are the things you're not going to do to protect your brand? What are the things that you're going to do to enhance your brand? You as yourself, you're an asset. You're a value. So you have to decide, are you a disposable value, which is for 2 minutes? Are you value for 2 seconds? Are you value for a week? Are you value for years to come? Are you timeless? Is your value timeless? That is up to you. And you really need to decide who you are, and who you is start with you. You cannot say you are this, but your decisions and the things you do and the places that you go and the way you do your brain function don't represent the value and the brand that you claim to be. When you start to radiate the value that you are, when you start to invest in the brand that you say you are, those that see the value in you will see you. But you cannot expect a pig to understand the value of pearls. You cannot understand that woman who's got mental illness, who has soaked herself in all filth that you can think of, for her to understand the value of that dress. So it's you who put the value on yourself. It's that with you. It's either your value it's for 2 seconds, for a week, for 2 years, for century, for generation to come, or it's timeless. It's up to you. What is your value? Your value is not singing a hookup line that I know my value, I know my worth. Your worth will attract us. Your worth, people will get attracted to it. And the right people, not everyone. Not everyone.